Hi dears, good morning everybody. How are you? I think all of you doing well and stay safe. In the last class we studied about the shape of the earth, the different opinions about the ancient astrologers, isn't it? And we discussed the lines on the earth, isn't it? Do you remember that? We discussed about that. And we also discuss about the location of a place or a thing or a tree or anything on earth, how we calculate the location. And we discuss about the lines and the measurement of the lines. The location of any region on the earth can be determined based on lines. These lines we says that these are latitudes and longitudes. Latitudes and longitudes, isn't it? Here you can see an image of globe. Observe the globe. You can see that the size of the circle decreases with their position away from the center. Once again I repeat, the size of the circles decrease with their position away from the center. Can you see it? Have you noticed that the number of dots along the latitudes at the same angular distances decrease gradually? The latitudinal line along the middle of the globe is the longest one. You can see another image here. This line of latitude is called equator. Listen the image. This line of latitude is called equator. The angular measurement of the equator is 0 degree. Can you see the 90 degree north and 90 degree south of the equator are circled? 90 degree north and 90 degree south of the equator are circled? No, only points are there. Only one dot or points are there. These points are known as the North and South Pole respectively. North and South Pole. All the other lines of the latitudes are circle drawn parallel to the equator. Can you see another image? This image shows the important lines of latitudes. Important lines of latitude. You can see here 23.5 degree north. 23.5 degree north. This line is called Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Same time you can see in the south part 23.5 degrees south. 23.5 degrees south. Listen to the image very carefully. This line is called Tropic of Capricorn. This line is called Tropic of Capricorn. Here you studied equator 0 degree and 23 degree and a half north, Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degrees south, Tropic of Capricorn. Equator, what is the specialty of the equator? It is the longest latitude. Longest latitude. It divide the globe or earth into two. Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Remember it. And here you can see another line on the north of the equator, 66.5 degrees north. This line is called Arctic Circle. This line is called Arctic Circle. Same time in the south also there, 66.5 degrees south. 66.5 degrees south. This line is called Antarctic Circle. Antarctic Circle. And we studied about North Pole and South Pole. These are the important lines of latitudes. These are the important lines of latitudes. Once again I repeat, equator, Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, North Pole and South Pole. North Pole and South Pole. These are the important latitudes. Okay. Here, latitude in the northern hemisphere. There are 90 latitudes in north part of the equator and 90 latitudes in the south part of the equator. The latitudes in the northern hemisphere are called north latitudes and those in the southern hemisphere are called south latitudes. Okay. Now another picture is here about longitudes. About longitudes. Lines connecting both the poles on the globe. Can you see? The lines connecting both the poles, North Pole and South Pole. These are the longitudes. These are the longitudes. These lines are curved. Curved lines perpendicular to the latitudes. Perpendicular to the latitudes. Okay, can you see the latitudes, longitudes here? Can you see? Longitudes are angular distances east and west of the standard meridian. Standard meridian. Can you see the standard meridian? Lines of the longitudes are imaginary lines connecting the same angular distances with reference to the standard meridian. Okay, all the lines of the longitudes converge at the both poles. There are 180 degrees of the longitudes on the either sides of the standard meridian. Identify the standard meridian in the figure. In the image, can you see? What is the angular distance between the standard meridian and the line of longitude opposite it? You can see 180. Standard meridian, degree of the standard meridian is 0. The opposite line is 180 degree. Degree of the standard meridian is 0 and the opposite is 180 degree. The longitudes, like latitudes, the longitudes along the eastern hemisphere are called east longitudes and those along the western hemisphere are called the west longitudes. Okay. Once again I repeat, the longitudes along the eastern hemisphere are called the east longitudes and those along the western hemisphere are called the west longitudes. Okay children, I conclude my class. If any doubt, ask me. I will send some questions. You send the answers of the